listening to the Uncomfortably Funny podcast with Dave Hodge, Anthony Ennis, and Shay Farrell.
So what does uncomfortably funny mean? Say something uncomfortably funny.
You know, like when you don't want to laugh at a joke, but you do, because it's so fucking horrible, but you don't want to laugh. Like an age joke.
Like, so it's taboo humor. Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Uncomfortably funny. Okay, so let's hear it. Let's hear something that's taboo or uncomfortably funny.
Yeah, what's going on, Paul?
Hey, what's going on, Dave?
How the hell are you? How you been?
I've been good. Talking of uncomfortably funny, I was just halfway through a documentary about Benny Hill, and they were analyzing all of his sketches and explaining why they couldn't do any of them.
Well, they couldn't do them then or now?
Now.
Why? Oh, no, tell me. No, seriously.
Rate accents, rate blackface.
Oh, blackface, I get.
Bent over girls in stilettos and fucking stockings at 7 o'clock at night on regular TV. There was one where there was a fire and they put the ladder up and the fire guy went up the ladder, jumped in the house, and then you saw him in the window with a chicken in underwear.
Okay.
I think all of it would work. Obviously not.
Listen,
the racial stuff.
Maybe not 100% of it. But you could get a lot of it on. I think people need to stop acting like a bunch of pussies.
Yes, exactly.
That's the bigger problem.
Yeah, like there was one that they were just
they're afraid to do it because it might be a problem. Instead of like, oops, sorry. Remember the good old days? Like, all right, I fucked up. You got me.
Yeah.
Although speaking of which, I don't think I told you. I got a ticket for texting and driving. Did I say that when we were here last week?
No, but I knew there was a campaign. The state were paying all this extra money to all the police departments so they could catch people like that. Yeah.
Should I just leave him on the stage and let him wait a little while he's eating chips?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. It's no surprise. It's really no surprise that you got a texting and driving ticket. I mean, really.
Well, no. So it's more fucked up because I have that Bluetooth thing that Tracy got me for my birthday. Because my car's an old piece of shit. It's a 20-year-old car, so of course it doesn't have Bluetooth. Right. Exactly. That's not the one I was sending you, though.
No. But the reason I put that, I just put this one. They were discussing Benny Hill being Mr. T, and even the black guys on the show were saying, you know what, he's parodying a character and a person. He's not just being, ooga booga,
right.
Whatever. So they were actually defending because they said his parody of Mr. T in the A-Team was fucking awesome.
Right.
So there's definitely a difference between doing just
especially with the
stereotype versus
right.
So.
No, I just sent you that other meme too on Messenger. But
oh yes, yeah. I saw it pop up. I just didn't look at it yet because
I'm not that bright. That's why I sent it to you. I figured it'd be easier for you to put it up than me.
Oh, you want me to put it up for you?
No, but so I get feedback when I'm on the phone with her, and you can barely hear on that Bluetooth. It's fucking terrible, that little thing. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And I was on my way to ShopRite. I was literally outside of ShopRite waiting to pull in. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I got fucking, I'm not paying attention. I'm like, all right, fuck. I switch it off. I'm like, oh. Then all of a sudden the cops are there. I'm like, all right, he got me. Fuck. Like, it was like, I was super obvious. I'm like, all right, whatever. You got me.
Isn't that quite an expensive
How
ticket?
often does that happen to you? Is he muting himself? What the hell?
I don't know.
No, I'm not.
Just have a. There we go.
No, I wasn't talking for once.
No, I know, but I asked you a question.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
chill it.
I wasn't listening for once.
That also makes sense.
What was the question?
Well, you're in a house full of ladies, basically, so you never get a word in anyway, so I got you.
No, they don't listen to me, actually.
That too.
I told my daughter, I said I'm going on a call at 7 o'clock, like about an hour ago, and she, like 10 minutes ago, she's like, text me, do you want to throw the football around? And I'm like, the one time you actually want to do something with me was when I was saying I'm going on a call.
Nice.
Oh shit! Yeah,
It was a great meme last week. I was like, oh, that was awesome.
There's a lot of-
those are two of the most underrated like hip hop stars.
Mr.
Artist.
T?
T?
Mr. T, man, he was fucking Mr. and Ice T together. Wait, is that like an Oliver Palmer? Is that who Ice Cube is?
No.
Or is Ice Cube the Ice and the Arnold Palmer? Well, because you have Ice T and Ice T's a lemon, so Mr. T I just figured was lemonade.
No, lemonade's just delicious.
It's nice that
You're overthinking it, Blair.
Blair's explaining this for the kindergarten people watching this.
That have no need to understand what it means. There's no meaning behind it. It's just three people with similar names enjoying a drink with a similar name.
What? Because they're all people of color or colored
No.
people?
They're
Oh,
all,
which one it is?
They're all types of ices and or teas.
Blair
Yeah, I was always looking after them.
liberal is fucking over detailing what the fucking meme was about. What the fuck?
Right. It's not that deep, Blair.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? There's orange in the background, so they're making funny of fucking Donald Trump.
Yeah. Listen, don't make fun of my approach to humor, like how I write and explain my jokes.
Because explaining it makes it funnier.
It does actually, because they didn't laugh the first time, so I have to explain why they didn't laugh the second time. No, it's like art, art. It's like English, like the English teachers like always reading the story and like some hidden meaning. Like that's what I felt like I was an English teacher for like the retarded.
ESL.
Yeah. Listen, don't fuck. I was EOF student for about a good 3 days. Equal Opportunity Fund.
There you go.
Yeah, until they found out I was white, and then they rescinded my application.
Well, that just also
Back to
makes
the- Yeah, I got de-accepted from Monmouth University for being white because I wasn't black enough.
that's also fair.
Yeah, it was like the most.
Being Blair, I mean, come on.
It was the most uncomfortable thing. Like to have to go back. Like everyone is like saying, "Oh, you're going to Monmouth," and it's like, well, not really.
I went there. It's
They
like when
find out I was.
I went to Rutgers. I'm like, I hung out there. I partied there. I drank there. I remember the grease trucks
Some of your
Oh,
DNA
yeah.
is there.
because I'm fucking old.
I think don't they sell the grease trucks?
They have like one left, I think.
Yeah, I haven't been down to that section. I don't go to that part of the neighborhood.
It was the only part that I liked. For all the partying were back in the day.
Well, see, I was always studying, so I never got a chance to go to any of the parties.
And now what do you do?
I'm a disabled comic.
There you go.
Open
All
mic
right.
comic. Yeah.
Well, studying helped.
It did. Actually, it did because it allowed me to be disabled.
There you go. You had the brain
So-
to keep yourself out of work.
I was just retarded enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, parents are not proud of me. That was like one of the most disappointing things was when you're told you're retarded enough to be disabled. Didn't know how to respond.
That's also what makes more sense about it.
It was well. I said it was my attorney's first win. A case. He was so all excited. He wanted me to do like a Yelp review.
Did you go to school with him or something? What do you mean his first win?
Yeah, well, it was his first case, and he was like all nervous. He's like, "I've never done this before," and I'm like, "Oh, good, my company paid good money for this shit." And he's like, "Don't worry, he like trained me and like coached me up of what I do, like how to play it up retarded." I didn't pay attention to him, to be honest with you. I just did my own thing, and obviously, it was good enough.
Right.
Blair,
So,
Blair
yeah,
had
no-
he had the disability lawyer from My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't too far from that. It was the most uncomfortable discussion with him. And I told him, I said, I'm not going to play it up retarded. And he's like, oh, just a little bit, you don't want to like show off too much.
Blair just walked in, said nothing, and the lawyer said, "No, you're doing too much."
Explain yourself. And he just went on a 5-minute rant and said nothing.
The judge is like, "This is bullshit. You're overacting. You can't be this fucking dumb."
No, they said, just give us your set list of the jokes you didn't do during your comedy routine. So obviously you're just getting the titles. That's good enough.
Yeah. Tell us
There was no joke there, so.
Tell a joke from your joke list that you did the punchline right and didn't bail.
Oh, fuck. That's hard. It's hard. I've done like a different routine each and every time, I feel. Like, not that it's a routine, but stand up and suffered. I like that feeling of messing up my lines, but then the audience is not even realizing how bad it is. They're just focused on it was just shit to begin with. I had no, my delivery had nothing to do with it. It just wouldn't have been funny anyway.
They have no idea that if you did the punchline, it would have been worse.
There's only
to be
one
grateful.
the punchline's always worse, and I think you and me are the only ones that know when it's coming.
I know. Every time he does that, the dead baby joke,
Yes.
Oh my God.
he automatically hates the crowd now. I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that should be my closer if I had one. But I get too excited when I really hate the crowd, and I bump it up.
That joke I wrote about Blair that I did on Thursday was I'm not putting Blair on any of my shows, not because he's not my friend, it's because I hate the audience.
There you go.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it was good though because you followed me where like I couldn't even get the host to come back on stage. Like I tried getting off stage like 2 minutes early, and the host wasn't even paying attention, like because I was just bombing left and right.
Jonathan was marketing his comedy show that he's doing on Saturday that Carl's getting paid for.
Yeah, but I made the room quiet enough so we can have that conversation.
Yeah, I know.
Did you not talk him out of that already?
No, Carl is now offering him if he brings 71 more people, he gets $200.
It's like a pyramid scheme.
That makes no sense.
If he brings less than 30, he gets $0.
Less than 30.
Yes, 30 is the point where he starts getting paid.
That's the break-even point. How many people fit into that place? That lovely club.
Those little Indian people are smaller, so you can fit more in, I guess. That's
right. What about the Pakis, the Pakistanis?
Well, you joke about it, but half of Jonathan's family is Pakistanis.
I was the one who called it. He just said you look a little shady.
Thanksgiving is a fucking race war at their house, you know.
Well, it's just you figure out which ones are the Muslims. That's all.
None of them
fine.
I don't think any of them are.
I just tried sending you something, Paul, but I sent it to the group chat because I couldn't directly send it to you for some reason.
Is it another punchline?
No. He's never going to listen to that.
Actually, it's our 1 year anniversary, Paul, from when we drove to Hershey Park with Johnny Hollywood.
I did see that. I did see the pictures came up in my my anniversary.
Your nightmare.
But you said that was a good show.
No, the show was fine. Blair got a shitty intro, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Oh my God, I had the worst intro. The host.
They said, "Here's Blair Warner. He's funny," and then the whole crowd was thrown off because he wasn't.
Yeah. Well, no, I got the intro. Like the guy before me, the guy who's emceeing was like, "This guy, that was so funny. That's what comedy should be. That was great." He was all hyped, and then he's like, "Now Blair Warner," like as deadpan, and I'm like, "Fucking A." So I did my dead baby joke. I think like second because I was trying to get people to walk out, and I did get I think three or four people to walk out, but I didn't get it on camera. So
I probably had the video of at least. Well, you wouldn't see them. Why if they stood up in front of you, they would have been on the camera.
Yeah, I know there weren't enough. So I think I got three to five. I can't remember, but yeah, I felt good about myself.
Yeah, I don't know who that host was, but I hear he hosts the Keenan shows too. Anyway,
it was.
No, it's Cal. It's Cal that's hosting.
That just makes more sense.
Listen, I saw some trauma with Keenan because the last Keenan show I ended up in the ICU. So, I still have a little little twinges when I hear Keenan.
Can you blame Keenan because you were on the way there? Because you didn't make it there. If that shit happened when you were on stage and destroyed the Keenan
Best
show,
set ever.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Dude, that'd be so awesome. And then I would just send him text to make him feel guilty. Almost side, doing Keenan's shitty show.
I would have probably had more video views than I did with the flying pizza if you fell off the stage at the Clarion.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking hysterical. Especially since I wasn't supposed to be there. I only got added because I sent an email saying, please take my name off your registry and all your database. And then all of a sudden I got a flyer 2 minutes later. They're like, here you go, you're on the show now.
So it worked out.
Yeah, both times I actually was not supposed to be on it. I got on by accident.
Nice.
And John Hollywood is still arguing the fact of what me and Blair were talking to him in the car about on the way back. Oh my God, Blair was talking about he's breaking out all these world economic fucking facts and bullshit, and John's fucking throwing out all this crap conspiracy horseshit. Me and Blair are texting each other, and I'm telling Blair's saying what to, and right in the middle of it, I'll be like, yeah, because it's all because these guys didn't take the vaccine, And fucking John just goes off in a tangent, and me and Blair just look. I don't know how John didn't even see us looking at each other,
Well, because we were texting and he was driving.
You know why? Let me put it this way: for somebody that thinks he's doing all the right things, he has way more health issues than anybody I know. I know homeless people that are in better shape.
I mean, Johnny needs his rest. He needs to get more sleep, I think.
Yeah. I mean, only sleeps till 5 p.m.
Maybe he can show up to a 9 p.m. mic on time.
Me and
But in his defense, he was watching Asian porn from midnight until
12
a.m. and then took a nap.
The thing is, I thought his wife was Asian for the longest time. I didn't realize it was a fetish. So I just assumed that I just assumed he had an Asian wife. So whenever he was there, I always looked for the Asian woman. And because there was one show where there was an Asian woman there, I'm like, oh, that was his wife. And I was gonna go up and say hi to her, and thank God I didn't.
You should have.
Said, oh, you're here for Johnny Hollywood, the Muppet-looking guy.
Well, he has his wife squint, so she kind of looks like she might be. She's got the right hair color, I like her. I like her.
She's a sweet girl.
Yeah.
Well, I give her a lot of credit, man.
My nickname for her is Oblivious.
Yeah.
Where did you guys go last week or this weekend?
Circle Jerk.
Besides the obvious, I meant comedy-wise.
I didn't do anything this weekend.
Oh, I thought you said that you did the show the other day.
Oh, that was up in Bogies, up in Clifton. That was our community service.
There you go.
Yeah, I was in LBI this weekend because it was beautiful out.
Makes
So I
sense.
took my daughter. Yeah, I took my daughter to LBI for her spring break.
Define
Nice.
daughter.
No, the organic one.
Okay.
The one who bitches at me like she's her mother. So
Well, I thought all of them did.
So all of them, yeah.
well, it was after she turned 12. That's when she started. Oh my God, brutal.
You guys
And,
ever that game Guess Who, where you have to pick, you're trying to figure out who it is by the hair color and all that stuff. When Blair describes his kids, he never narrows it down. He's like, yeah, the one that's a bitch, and I'm like, you don't know which one it is.
You mentioned that about each one of them.
That's what I'm
Be a
saying.
little more specific.
The one that I dressed like a whore, that I have to buy horror clothing
Be
for.
more specific.
My oldest one dresses like oh my God, like S&M gear, like borderline. And she sends me videos.
Way past the line.
Who bought her that stuff?
Yeah.
I did, unfortunately.
Right.
Like,
You complain about stuff that you did.
well, but it was off my Amazon account, and then she would send me videos, and I'm watching this, and I was showing it to someone else, and they're like, "Your daughter's sending you these videos," and it's all her dress, she's a stripper, and doing this routine like she's a stripper, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Girl can tuck some stuff in, but
whatever you say about Blair, he'll give the shirt off his back to her.
yes, I will. cover the shit up.
And the $50 for the 3 hours at the Motel 6.
Oh,
I think that there was some kid last year that ordered $5,000 worth of shit off of Amazon just by talking to the parents' Alexa. He was literally telling the Alexa.
I saw that, yeah.
So yeah, but you gotta lock your Amazon account up, bro.
yeah, I have to. The amount of makeup and horror clothing I buy and perfume. I mean, really, it's like a French whorehouse in my house. So
Blair's Amazon
It's not
account.
that fancy.
So Blair's Amazon account is the only one that's like Pornhub, where when you fucking log in, it says gay, straight, or trans.
yeah,
You know what? Speaking of that, you know what I'm upset about? My wish list. They took so much stuff off of there from me. Wait, Blair, I'm not sure if you knew, but I had, you know how like all the porn stars have their Amazon wish lists out there? They have people. So I went and I made one up and I put all the most absurd shit together. So I'm like, all right, perfect. And then all of a sudden, like I actually had one person buy me like the one plush stuffed animal of a fucking dragon. But I have the Little Mermaid, but the book, like the children's book of the Little Mermaid, zip ties, tanning tools, for skin.
Right.
He's already frozen. He's logged out.
Who, me? Oh, Blair.
No, Blair.
Oh.
He went
no,
full.
not there.
All right.
No, when you said mermaid, I was trying to get turned on, so I was trying to rub one off real quick. So
Dave, send me the link to your wish list.
All right. I gotta find it. Yeah.
I figured you say send me a link to you jerking off. I was like, all right, Paul, it's a little too soon for that, but
But
No, I've done it for 8 years.
he has that already.
yes. Actually, you may. If I started doing it during a seizure, could happen.
True.
I know. You didn't pull up the one seizure. Fuck. What were you? Oh no, that was on a chat. All right, fuck it, forget it. I don't even know who I'm talking to half the time. Between those stupid chats and the chat rooms and chat groups for comics are like one of the worst cessful places to be. It's disgusting.
You should have been on the Zoom during the pandemic, bro.
Oh, those are terrible. I had to stay away from those after like the first day. I was already done after one day. I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, I logged down once.
This disease. That's how bad those chat rooms were.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone was doing podcasts, and like that's when you realize that not everyone can do a podcast. Like you would. Well, yeah, you would start having discussion, and then you just be like dead silence. Like, oh, okay, so do you want me to lead this conversation? Like, do you have a topic? Is this like a theme?
No, they never do.
But no, oh my god, and like I was all excited too. Like I'm like, oh my god, I got on a podcast, and then I did it, and it's like, holy shit, that was the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. Well, not most embarrassing, but close there.
They were pretty terrible things. I agree. A lot of them.
And the worst is that it's on Spotify, and it appears as the first thing in my Spotify account.
Jesus.
Ew.
I know, exactly. Fucking scary shit. And I wasn't even trying to be funny, too, so that's even worse.
So nothing's new then.
You know what? I'm not here to make people laugh. So
Comedians too. I got you.
Oh my god, dude! You should say that at the start of every one of your sets.
I used to say that. I used to, like, in the beginning, I used to say that I'm not here to make you guys laugh. I'm here for my own entertainment.
No, don't say entertainment. Say therapy. Then you can do that. That's the same route. I've seen that done 400 times. But the fact that you look like you really are in therapy will sell it.
You really don't care.
What do you mean looks like? Stupid question, Paul. How do I find it?
I don't know. You have to go on your account and go into your account, I guess.
That's what I did. I don't know how to find it.
I'm one of the best dressed comics, in Jersey, which is not really saying much, but
I was going to say, Adam, what does that do?
It means I wash my clothes.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't look homeless.
Well,
I just, that I wouldn't fucking brag about. Some people might actually take a second look and go, no, he's homeless.
Yeah, I covered up the white feeder. I mean, maybe I should do my set in a white feeder now, moving forward. A white feeder and short shorts.
There's worse outfits.
I think it could work. Like hot pants.
That we need to see you in.
I think that'd be nice. I have good legs, so I have no ass, but I have good legs.
I used
So
to.
you used to have good legs?
I used to, yeah, but I'm getting old. It's no
Yeah.
fucking good anymore. It's fucking terrible.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah.
I
oh,
gotta figure out my exercise routine again.
oh, you know, maybe I should do my set with my high school varsity jacket and football jersey. That'd be really classy. My mom kept it. Saved it for me.
Nice.
Yeah, so I could be really like white trash, having given up on life. That's what I was because
there's
when they had that mic in Metuchen, I was gonna wear it because I went to high school in Metuchen to the things, but then I'm like, no one would get the sarcasm I was going for. Like trying to be cool, and even though looking very old, the number is 94. It has a 9 instead of a 0, 1 or 2. Like it's 2 be too young.
Yeah, probably.
Then we can go back and watch my old football tapes. They're a lot funnier than my comedy.
Why do you get injured?
Yeah, because I'm the same size as I am now, and I used to go up against 250-pound, 300-pound guys because I was a lineman. So
Yeah,
I
you
just got
probably-
thrown around.
You grabbed the ball and then you said, "If you touch me, you're gay," and then you ran.
No, they pretty much accosted me. Like I was sexually assaulted every single time. Like they just fucking threw me around like a rag doll.
Mm.
That's why I can't do a comedy in Denellen or Keyport because that's where I got hurt the most.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Keyport.
They- Oh God, fucking Keyport. Thank God the guy that I went up against went to prison like 2 years later for sexual assault. Thankfully, it caught up with him. But yeah, that oh God, I hate Keyport.
No, I get
So-
it. I don't hate
Yeah.
Keyport, but
Keyport and Keensburg. Like Keensburg is a little bit more white trash than Keyport, but that's like splitting hairs. But yeah, that part of like Central Jersey shore towns is like the shittiest.
what do you mean? I don't know about that.
Keyport and Keensburg?
Keensburg's beautiful.
Have you
Yeah,
been
yeah,
there?
What if you step one block off of the boardwalk?
No, I'm including the boardwalk. It's all the same. It doesn't
Oh
get
my
better.
God. No, it's disgusting. Because I used to go to the water park with my kids, and it's really white trash.
Wait, how long ago though?
Probably about
10
might have been about about 10 years, maybe.
Right after they redid it?
Right before they
Oh
did
shit!
it.
Yeah, I think it was before they redid it.
Oh no, when they redid it, it wasn't awful. And that's my reason.
It wasn't awful.
I went there because I got in for free a couple times. Because my neighbor was like a lifeguard there, so I'm like, all right, let's go. I went there with my son. I'm like, I'm good. I'd rather not be here. I'd rather be anywhere else right now.
Because and Paul probably didn't experience this, but Dave, you probably did because we have the Action Park legacy.
Yeah,
So
love
the
that.
scale,
I saw
Yeah,
the documentary.
dude, they didn't even give it enough justice. Action Park was a death trap, but it was so much fun. It was like the most fun you could have, where you get injured and hurt yourself.
Legally.
Legal, yeah. But so everywhere else was like a step down because like everything was so dangerous at Action Park. Like you actually felt the adrenaline rush because you was like, am I going to die? Am I going to go to the hospital? They actually had medics on site. It was so bad.
Did
But
you do any of
twice I did. Ghosted them. Dude, you don't know the scariest. I have to go to like places in my town and I see those ambulance go by and I have to like wonder like, oh shit, is that gonna be my ex? Like, do I have to get to leave? Like, especially like at Starbucks. Like I see the ambulance pull up and like I'm going to the bathroom, like trying to dodge it. So I'm just trying to share with you guys some of the heartbreak I have to go through. Yeah, oh shit, man. I really do have a white trash dating lifestyle. Sorry, just reflecting.
Yeah, no. Oh, wait. Oh. Wait, is
Nice.
this Johnny Hollywood?
Warning, the following program contains scenes of graphic
Give it forward
stupidity among
to,
four lifelong friends who
11:51.
compete to embarrass each other.
What's got you quit so fantastically? They can swim under today.
It's, you're right. This is it. This is the one. Just give it for like 5
I
seconds.
mean, I got a walking stick. What do you want me to do?
You look like an eccentric
You'll
billionaire.
see him. You'll see.
And
Nah, you're going too far.
Wait,
dinosaurs.
There he is.
slow motion.
Back in there.
Wait.
I'll leave it from here.
I mean, I got a walking stick. What do you want me to do?
You look like an eccentric billionaire who owns his own
How
island.
this
Hey,
should
which
work.
one is this guy? This doesn't look like Johnny's scene.
Hey guys,
How
how are
they
you?
are.
Hi,
Here he
welcome.
is.
Have a seat.
Oh,
please.
no, it was him.
We are here
Yeah,
to
go
give
back.
a little
Here he is in the
presentation
middle.
of dinosaurs.
I see him right there in the
Let's get
middle.
started.
Oh, yeah, I see the
Dinosaurs,
hair.
ancient history and cutting
I
edge
see the
science.
mullet.
We're gonna start at the beginning and
I'm
build
sorry,
up
the
from
Bob.
Evolutionary chart.
there. Yeah, all right.
What the hell is comedy?
Okay. Apparently, I can't even make it to human.
You heard it laugh.
We'll get there one day. We all have our downfalls.
Moving on.
You didn't get a line? Thank you.
Get ready for John's
Wayne.
claim to fame. It's coming up.
Wang Wanks by Dinosaur. So we travel around to all different zoos, museums, and we get questions. You know, like
Yeah,
dinosaurs were huge.
Get
How
ready
big were
for
their
that.
wings?
How big were they went? Stegosaurus is just embarrassed.
Right. Big brain, little wang.
Dino
Did I talk about
Did
Hollywood?
dinosaurs have a base system when it came to
He's
mating?
only in it for. He does
Yes.
something like this.
However,
we
most
missed it.
T-Rexes couldn't get to second
Nah,
base
I think
because of their short
What
arms.
else?
Yeah, you
I don't
we
know.
all went to high school. We all had, you know, you go on a
I
date, you
couldn't
go
see
on
it.
first base.
First base is up
He has
top
the
here.
small one.
Right,
like a
everything was
six
above
foot.
He
the
Second
literally
base,
does
we're
this.
looking at
There he
the
is.
bones.
That's it.
The
That's it
T-Rex
right there.
couldn't get
That
to
is it.
second because
How you gonna get them tatas?
That was
Oh my
enough.
god. He had less lines than that woman off the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had no lines. He clapped, and he went like a fucking retarded kid.
Yeah, they didn't even laugh. They were laughing throughout the whole thing over nothing.
How is your
And
daughter on there, Blair?
oh, wait.
With the Bob.
Oh, I think you're talking about Hollywood. Oh, my daughter's beautiful. I have a very beautiful daughter. She, although she does look like my ex-girlfriend, but she is still beautiful.
All right.
Yeah, hey, listen, at least she's passable. I'm trying to think, and
Watching this because normally you're a fucking prick.
wait, what?
Is she watching this? Is that why you're not talking shit?
Well, no, I always say she's very beautiful, but like it's just scary because does look like the my ex-girlfriend, the British one. So, like flipping through pictures, it's like very similar. It's like, oh shit.
Bitch. He always says that.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse. Like, so I have 0 credits, and I don't know if I would rather have 0 credits in my life as opposed to just having that as my 1 credit being in entertainment.
Well, you tell me. Take a
I don't
vote.
know. I think I'd rather like just be anonymous and just say, all right, listen, I failed, as opposed to saying I failed with like 1 credit. It's like
That is
jumping out of
crazy.
the.
He's the only person I know that can get a comedy credit for not doing any comedy in it.
It also makes sense. You got to remember though, the credit isn't based on your comedy. That's the loophole.
Yeah.
But that's a comedy credit?
That's his only credit. That's the one he
Like-
uses every time.
Well, I know. I that was the first time I saw that. I can't believe you don't have like the 3-second clip of that.
My
Right at
defense,
disposal.
I still haven't seen it.
Most people
I
haven't
was
seen it.
motivated enough to edit.
That's fair.
It's just Hollywood. I'm surprised Hollywood didn't do it. He has all the equipment.
He you know what? This is
That
how
would take
this
work.
this is how good his equipment is. His picture of it is taken off a TV with his camera phone. I have the actual high def video, and I just torment him, telling him I have it, because he knows if I post it, people are going to laugh because it's so insignificant. The worst part is when he does this. That is in every commercial. It's in every literally every commercial. It's him doing that for a second. So now he's on TV 5 times a day on True TV now, but no one knows. who he is. If you notice, John has a thing he does where he's in videos that are really famous, but no one knows who he is. Like pizza throwing.
Everybody
that was-
knows who he is.
See, I'd rather have that credit than the other one. I'd rather have pizza throwing credit.
Yeah.
You know what we have to do? We have to go on all those Reddit threads and just start tagging his Instagram.
Well, so they can what?
Buy him a new pizza. Just have people just reach out to him on Instagram.
It's my pizza. Don't give it to Hollywood. Well, you could do a link to Carl as well. You know, do like a joke off.
Nah.
No, that'd be a good battle. Hollywood versus Carl.
Yeah,
Or
'cause
like-
Hollywood should do all of Carl's jokes.
Did you hear when he did try doing that? I heard he did that like not that long ago somewhere.
He did it a lot of times too.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah, he did it at the Cove.
You know, my favorite thing is PJ goes out and does an imitation of Hollywood doing Carl, which is fucking hysterical.
Oh, PJ, I haven't seen that kid in a while.
He went down to Nashville to go to kill Tony.
Oh, is that why he was down there? Oh
Yeah,
shit.
he didn't get on, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah,
Never
he
hit
has
the end of
time,
it. If
you
he
know.
got on that, can you imagine?
I could.
Oh my God.
Never hit the end of it.
No, but you know what? Though? I think
I know.
Never
You know
did the
what?
end of that shit.
That's also not 1 minute. You know.
Yeah, but it's 1 minute that'll live on in infamy.
as
No,
opposed to shitting on yourself.
No, I'm talking about Kill Tony's only 1 minute
No, because they talk to you for like 10 minutes after.
if they like you.
No, they always do. They talk to you, and if you're terrible, then they get rid of you. But they usually keep you on as long as you can talk. And he has the tism that'll keep him talking.
Oh yeah, he definitely would do. I think he would do well in that because
Yeah.
of that aspect too. But Paul, your one credit is shitting in a diaper in Times Square. That you
Okay,
still live it up.
No. Near Times Square.
Yeah, it was on
Sorry.
57th, just to be clear.
I was ready for you to say it was by Harlem. You know, trying to play it up.
And
So,
that's
like,
I got many more embarrassing credits. I don't need just that.
That's
one.
also true. Something that you assaulted the media. I don't know.
Yeah.
wait, take out your wife's. Fuck that.
Yeah,
really.
don't do that one.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna put my head down because I fucked that joke up.
That's all right.
Anyway. I know in my head I was playing it. I was saying in my head because I'm always 5 seconds ahead, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that really isn't funny." And then I was like debating. I'm like, "Should I just still go through with it?" And then I'm like, "No, it really is not funny."
You
So
should follow that rule whenever you do stand up.
why?
In your head, if it's not funny, don't say it.
Why?
I don't know. Just in general.
All right.
It's like, that's just what makes me uncomfortable.
Hold out, yeah.
That's what
While I was talking to you, I was trying to find that Ming girl that we had on the show that threw the pizza. She's reinvented her Instagram. Now she's doing sing-alongs.
Good.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's horrible.
She's like a different shit, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like this is above what I'm used to.
Let's not
I
go
don't know
crazy.
about that. Your crazy's pretty crazy.
Yeah. No, I'm more white trash, I think. Well, I'm a mix of white trash and crazy. So she is like on a different level.
That's fair. She's definitely on another level.
I didn't know she was a comedian until like that whole incident.
I don't think
I
that
still
proves.
don't know
I
that.
don't think that proves she was in.
But like I hadn't seen her like that one like at least that one Russian chick she showed up at a mic. Thankfully sat by herself, but I think that was the same chick.
No idea.
The one that she's on a group chat, the Russian, is she Russian? I think she's Russian. She just puts up stupid shit. Trying to prove that women are not funny.
Okay.
Which is a shame. It's a shame that women do that, but dude, shut up. Sorry.
That's all right.
My dog. My dog is whimpering.
Paul, you got to talk to fucking Sanchez. Do his He has this like mixed show that he does. He'll put up the featured comedians and a couple poets, and then he has like a mic afterwards for everybody. I did that Friday. It was fun.
Oh, it was?
Ranch.
Okay.
I had a good time.
That's good. Those poetry things scare me, but if it's
I drank more than I should have beforehand.
Is that why it was good?
No, it was terrible in my head.
Oh, okay.
But people post the clips of me and like clapping it up. I'm like, thanks. I'm like, I just thought it sounded terrible. All I hear is me yelling "fuckity fuck fuck" the whole time. Because I'm like, no.
Well, you know that's your tell, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I didn't even notice it at first. Of course, Tracy goes, "Oh yeah, watch that story. Fuckity fuck fuck again, huh? What were you drinking?" I'm like, "Yeah." And this is as she's pouring me a drink. So yeah, kind of evens out.
Right.
Wait,
I didn't
Tracy's newest thing is she needs to give me tequila. Because she
Okay.
thinks I'm more romantic with tequila. I'm like, no, just more drunk. Like, I'm saying romance, more drunk. It hits me a lot differently, the tequila. You're going to have me one day have too much, and it's going to be a violent night, and that's not going to be fun for anybody.
Yeah.
I would say I'm using the wrong words, but I would say I would pay money. I'd love to see Dave be romantic. But that really all came out the wrong way.
That's fair.
I think it'd be fun. Like, just even comics in general. Like, imagine comics being on a date and trying to be romantic.
Well, that's any
I mean,
friend. Like, think about this. Though. Even just outside of anybody that you're friends with, trying to picture them doing something is just fucking weird. But how much would you want to see it? Like, you have to see it at least once.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to see the train wreck.
Right. Even if it's not a train wreck, you got to check it out. Like, did you ever see Zach and Miri make a porno?
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah.
That's the whole premise of that movie. Like, it's everyday people are just fucking now, and for money. Why don't we just film ourselves? Somebody will watch it. At least we had 300 people in our graduating class, whatever. Depending on where you went to school. That just made it more fun. It's like, oh yeah, we know at least 500 people that might buy this because of that. Oh, they're going to heart.
This is what she. I couldn't get a video. I just couldn't be bothered. But these are the videos that she's doing now. She's singing.
That's her?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but the one trick on that is it's very difficult to monetize, sex videos.
Right. It's not like the good old days.
That's what
But when that movie came out, it was still at the dying throes of the industry.
Yeah, I tried monetizing that shit. It was very difficult. Not me, but someone else.
Right. No, but theoretically, like seeing somebody it's like you got to see it. You got to see it at least once.
Absolutely. I watched myself have sex many times.
Across the street with the 60-year-old heavy lady, I'd have to say it. I'm just like, all right, stop. I don't believe it. Let me see.
I nearly didn't watch Zach and Miri, and I love Kevin Smith, but I nearly didn't watch it when I heard this story that Tracy Lord said she would only be in it if she didn't have to take a top off.
Right. That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see the old broad's titties anymore. It's not fucking 1983. Back then, we wanted to see them. You know why? I was also a teenager. We were both underage at that point. It's okay.
Yeah, but I'm going back to like thinking, of seeing someone else, like especially I'm just using comics just because we have to be comics or always identify as it. But like when you try to like romance someone or try to like pick up a girl, like you go into a different game, you go into a different mode. Like obviously, Paul, you don't use your humor if you're trying to pick someone up. Like just see how they. Sorry, I was waiting for a laugh, but I guess I'm on a Zoom call. But just to see like how people act, because usually you act differently when you're trying to pick someone up.
Why is Paul in blackface?
I know.
My God, dude,
I've never seen Paul with a tan before. That's just weird.
It is weird, and like that honestly looks like, dude, I get like freaked out.
Scallywag with that piratess.
Right?
Doesn't have an A&E special like the guy who killed comic. I didn't have anything good with that. Fuck, that was the second one I bombed in my head.
Nah,
You
it's
just look
not-
creepy. Well, at least you don't have the gay French mustache. You know, you did the half gay goatee. Like you didn't go all in, but you know.
No. By the way, real quick, Dennis Adesso's checking in. No, I did not overdose on Ozempic. I may have lost a couple pounds, but not that much. I've actually gained a lot more back, I think. And he also says the guy's minivan smells like Axe body spray and stale McDonald's fries.
Mhm.
I don't have that minivan anymore, thankfully.
Ozempic is I see that's what I've heard by no one is that with the Ozempic is it helps you drop the weight quickly, but you also get it back again, just like doing coke, you know, for the
Dude,
first time.
it's the way that drug works is it makes your stomach absorb the food slower, so you don't feel so hungry. That's how
Right,
that
it
drug
makes you
works.
feel full.
It's,
More,
it's like every other diet. The second you go off it, if you don't manage your eating at that point, boom. You know, they have a new medication they're trying to get approved that looks really interesting. What this one does is it stops your upper intestine absorbing the food. It makes only the bottom, bigger intestine absorb it. So again, it has the same effect.
that means you'll enjoy it because you're a bottom.
Exactly.
There's one way to go for that one, but
Yeah, I was gonna say if that was true, maybe I could get the HIV and I would lose some weight. You know.
Good job. Yeah. Like that's the thing that they need to teach. Like they're promoting like, and that was always the thing. Like, oh, one day they'll have a drug that'll help you lose weight. But you know, Dave, to your point, they don't teach the management of it. Or it might have been Paul.
When I did my weight loss surgery, they did teach you it, but they didn't, say, hey, you should do this class again in 6 months. They just did it before. So they taught you how to eat before, but it was like if you kept going, you would have gone down to 2 pounds. You know what I mean? So they didn't have any kind of class about the maintenance of after you get to your number, So,
by the way, I was just told that Paul's neck looks like lazy foreskin.
hello, Mom.
Yeah, but Paul, did you like gain like twice as much? Like, did you gain like more weight like afterwards?
No, I'm still
kind of
down. I'm still down 74 pounds.
Oh shit! Okay.
But I got down 125.
Yeah, but I mean, like, because what I noticed though, I mean, you sort of avoid it a little bit. A lot of people take that steep like decline, losing weight, but then like steep, increase in gaining weight.
I've done weight loss before. Before I was big. I did Atkins. I did South Beach, all of which are high fat, low carb diets. And I've lost weight. I can lose weight, no problem. But as soon as I fucking go, okay, I'm good. Then I fucking,
My downfall is Tracy loves her Ambien, and she loves her snacks on Ambien in the middle of the night. And also she's like, here, have this. Here, have this. And I'm just laying there, and I just had a habit of like stuff in my fat face. So,
how much Dave? How much have you got up from where you were when you got married? Because you guys went down to as low a number as you could when you got married, right?
I am up 10 pounds from the wedding.
That's not bad.
No, but
that's not bad at all.
I'm not liking it.
You're just drinking the liquor that hasn't got sugar in it, I guess, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not bad. What was it? Did you get married last summer?
2023.
Oh shit! It was even longer than that. Damn. Yeah, so that's actually not bad at all. All things considered.
Plus, Dave did get down to a weight that he looked almost too skinny. So it's like you can lose a ton of weight and get below what you should be. And I think Dave kind of did. And I think Dave, where you're at now, is probably more realistic.
Yeah, but I ideally would like to lose like 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase it. So I was down to 161.
Yeah.
I shot back up to like 176. And I just want to get back to 169. I want to be just below 170. That's all
They keep telling me I need to be 151, and I hit 151. Or was it 160? No, I think it's 151.
I don't want. Yeah, well, for our
you remember what I
was supposed to be at that, and I don't want to be at that.
The numbers they give you are total bullshit. They're way too low. Those target numbers are humongously too low. My face was like this. It was like in. It was literally.
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, I love that. I love that look. But
Yeah.
I mean, well, how tall are you, Paul?
5'7".
5'7"? What? Damn. Yeah, see, I think those are off because you also have to do the bone mass. You have to look at any muscle tone that you have. There's other contributing factors to that. So like I gained like 5 pounds, but I lost a shitload of muscle. So my body is actually more fat now, but like weight wise, I'm not that bad.
Right.
I just lost all my muscle. I just became got like pretty much atrophy in every muscle I had.
I'm having problems with right now. I am losing the muscle mass. Like, not that I had a ton of it, but I'm losing the little bit I had. So now, like,
exactly,
my doctor's been yelling at me. He's like, I've been told you to exercise. What's the matter? Why aren't you doing it? Why are you being a lazy fuck? Like, my doctor likes to keep it real with me. I'm like, I get busy. I'm a little lazy. You got me. It's been cold. I haven't wanted to go out for a walk or a jog. I'm not sitting in a house fucking doing push-ups all the time because I'm not in jail.
Right. Not this time.
Not this time, no. If I get, if I have to go back, that's another story. I'll be on a good diet again. But until then,
yeah, I think it's very difficult. I was going to say it's very difficult. Like they say that all the time. Oh, why don't you go to exercise? But the mindset's completely different. Like I hear my kids talk all the time, and like the problems they have and the things that they go through, like they don't have the same types of stress. They have stress, but they have more freedom and flexibility to go do stuff. They don't have like the stress of like, oh shit, am I going to pay the mortgage? Or oh shit, who's going to cook dinner tonight? Or whatever. So I think when you have that stress, like you just want to be like, all right. I don't want to be bothered by anything.
So the number on the left is what they say is normal. So they're telling me I got to be below 158, which is fucking retarded.
Well, I think the middle one's the average body type. So it's 159.
No. The middle one is overweight, and the third one is obese.
Oh. Yeah,
I don't think these. You know what it is? Some people have bigger frames. Some people have little frames. There's it's like the BMI measurement. It's very vague. There's another calculation whose name I've totally forgot, but they do a lot more and they measure like your wrist and all these other different things, and it's much more realistic. But I think 158 is fucking low.
What is it for 6 foot? Because obviously you guys don't care about taller people.
So 6 foot is 140 to 183.
140? Holy shit! If I was 140, I'm 6 foot. If I was 140. I would look like death.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, then those numbers are retarded. I mean, maybe if you got like the figure of like a Japanese person that has the thinner frame, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe then it's different,
And then you want to throw your pizza instead of eating it.
Yeah, and John Hollywood wants to fucking put a finger in you.
At least.
So I get the Asian reference. Yeah, that's right. I think the whole communication. But I think the whole like health, especially like with weight loss and management, that whole information, sharing, I think is all off. Like I think there's not enough time spent on, training. Like it should be started like early on. Not necessarily to develop eating disorders for the young girls, although you hope for it. Kind of like
time out. You have to give these young girls eating disorders, or else they're gonna. You can't rely on them having daddy issues.
Yeah, I agree.
More than one fucking ankle.
No, Blair's kids have fucking eating disorders because of daddy issues.
But actually, my oldest daughter said her eating disorder is because of me, because of the way I ate. So I feel like I did my job as a father.
Paul's head looks like a Japanese wang.
Paul's head looks like the samurai is going to chop it off. Like that's what Paul's head looks like. That it kind of like rolls on the ground. It's like nice, fat, and round.
Yeah.
All right, maybe that was like a role play fantasy.
Kind of the angle too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's right. You're at the middle-aged woman angle.
No, but you see that angle versus.
Hold on.
See that angle versus that.
Like Charlie Chaplin from Aldi's.
But yeah, Paul, you're at like the teenage girl, like middle-aged mom angle, like the looking up. So you can't see like, everything's hanging down.
The MMA angle.
Yeah. And nothing against the middle-aged women. Obviously they're beautiful in their own right. And we need them in the world.
Yes.
But I don't want to get isolated. I don't want to get taken out of any kind of open mic comedy session because of it. Because I'm deemed as being sexist.
Too late.
Yeah, I know. So I'm trying to be, more, sensitive to all the bitches and shit like that.
Listen, you can't be sexist because you're a proud supporter of the trans community. So fuck them if they say that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm not a supporter. I'm not an ally. Like, my
Hey,
daughter
keep
just.
shopping.
You just bought your daughter's sex outfits.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get any more supportive than that.
That is because I'm being that's because I'm doing the right thing as a father and making sure that she, gets moved out of the house.
Right.
But,
So you're being supportive. That's all. That's your fucking defense for that. Is all I'm saying.
No, I completely agree. And listen, that's my role as a father. Now I got my younger one I'm working on. Hopefully her door's closed. She's gonna have her own set of issues when she grows up. So
Gets up.
just whatever she has to do living with me. Poor girl. I'm gonna have two girls who are gonna live with me the majority of their life. How fucked up do you think they're gonna turn out?
What about the middle one?
Wants his mom. So that's the boy, and the boy's mama's boy. So thank God he moved back with his mom a couple years ago. I mean, I love him, but I couldn't handle all three of them. I used to have all three of them, and it was a nightmare. You had the trans, the gay, and then the bitch, and they just all would fight. So it was not fun. And then they would all complain who had it worse. Like the gay would complain like that he had it worse than the trans. And then the trans were like, oh, you're gay. It's not that bad. You have an easy life, especially being, male gay.
And the other one actually for the cause.
The other one just like, where's my attention? But no, I'm not an ally. And this is actually a true story because I hate when comics say that. My oldest daughter told me her one friend is transitioning to be a male. And it was her hottest friend. Like the one that was in a string bikini that I actually had to tell cover up when we were at the beach house. Like the one hot friend. And like, I can't fucking support that. Like it took me like 3 days to get over that. I got over
this is before when they tell you that you've got to be like, can I just have one last go?
Oh my God. Oh, dude. 18-year-old, like, in shape. She didn't even play sports, but 8-year-old, not an ounce of fat on her body and like no stretch marks, like no C-section scars. I mean, it's beautiful. No tattoos in the stomach to cover things up. Oh my God. It was an awful day. That was my gayest moment when I told her to cover up. But yeah, I was so pissed when she told me that because I just think that's a waste. And that's why I'm not an ally because I can't support that shit.
Picture it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's the one I would fuck and then say, hey, am I gay for fucking her? That she would be the one.
Well, are you going to bang her vagina or her anus?
Hopefully both. If I'm a lucky boy.
Well, then you are a gentleman and a scholar.
Well, yeah, I go back and forth. You want to make sure. I'm about making sure the woman is happy. So, which is why I usually leave afterwards.
So you go bowling ball style, all three holes.
Yes. Well, yeah. Well, usually start in succession. But yeah, that's where I would want to know comics because comics are also probably the most perverse people I know. And just to hear all the weird, sick shit that they ask people to do, that's would be more fascinating.
The only weird thing I do is enjoy too much time on the bidet.
You have a bidet?
Of course.
He has one of those Amazon bidets that are like $14.
Yeah.
You stick on top of
$20. Plug it right in.
Yeah.
I can't afford the real shit. I'm fucking broke.
Why don't you just attach a hose, like run the hose up to the bathroom?
I mean, I could, but that sounds like work.
Talking of crazy fetishes, did you guys see this documentary? It's like 8-9 years old now, but I just came across it called Tickled.
No, tell me more.
It's about this woman who pays a website for a competitive tickling, and she hires all these young guys, and they strap one of the guys down, and then all these other guys tickle them until they concede.
Oh my God, I couldn't do that.
No, but
you conceive.
So conceive. Yeah, no, concede. So you get in, you're like 5 minutes into this, and you're like, this is gay, And what happened? This reporter from New Zealand found this site accidentally somehow, and he wrote a letter saying, "Hey, I want to interview someone." And the guy wrote back, We've seen you just came out as homosexual. We don't want your people knowing anything about this. This is a strictly heterosexual thing." And then it just takes this fucking left turn where they start to figure out who this girl is that runs it and who's financing this. And it's like a whole catfish type thing where it's not really that girl. And then they find that some dude went to prison years ago for doing the same thing, and there might be a connection. And it's just fucking, you're like, this fucking guy is out of his mind.
I love the fact that you said, 5 seconds in or 5 minutes in, you're just thinking that this is gay, and you just left it as that. Like, you kept watching it. Like, I don't know the whole point of it. Like, you were just trying to like, get us all excited. You didn't say like, "Oh, it was gay, I turned it off." You're like, "Oh, it was just gay," and it's like you kept watching.
They did. It wasn't just a fucking hour and a half of dudes getting tickled. It was about
more, Paul.
It was about it was.
He was romance too.
This guy investigating, so whatever.
No, hey, listen.
I just sent you 2 things on Twitter.
Like, do you guys ever like look? Do you ever look up or find out other people's fetishes just so you don't feel as big of a pervert?
Define other people.
Well, like, for example, the tickling thing. Like, if I heard someone had the tickling fetish, I would want to know more about it because then I would feel better about myself.
Well, I'll give you an example. There was a guy at one of my jobs. He was a British guy randomly, and I was in New Jersey, and I Googled his email address, and it went back to a
TinkleDrinker@AOL.com.
Yeah. It came back. It came back to a cross-dressing website.
All right.
Wow.
And everybody
the address.
Everyone knew about it, but no one had the balls to say anything to him, which I get. None of us wanted to get fired.
That's fair. Was he the boss?
No, but it was someone pretty high up.
Oh, okay. Yes, I get that. That makes sense.
What's up with the British and having like the most perverse
Have you ever interviewed anyone that looks like you before?
Really?
Well, no, you know what it is? It's like the Germans and with their weird fetishes.
Yeah, but like the Germans understand
it. Screwed up most of Europe, so they're just
yeah, like
This tickling wormhole was getting deeper.
I mean, obviously, it's just for fun.
Is it just for fun? It's tickling.
I was young at the time, didn't think nothing of it. And I was like, $2,000, that's gonna be cool.
I mean, imagine being a teenage boy. She would just keep sending them whatever they wanted.
She offered my one buddy a Chevy Cruze and $30,000.
Listen, is she still alive?
Yes.
Does she still like this?
Wait, who's she?
How can I send people to go tickle her? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, this is the fucking what they.
Like a bomb went off.
Your phone number and your personal information are entirely known and subject to publication.
All hell broke loose.
All of a sudden, these videos are.
Think about it though. Like, all right, I've known to enjoy some weird shit.
Yeah.
Tickling somebody is the least of my worries if somebody finds out about it.
Yeah, I was thinking like bondage. Like, I'm just thinking like you're talking about tickling, and I'm just thinking about like tying someone up with like rope and then whipping. I'm just saying I've seen it before. Like you had that going on, and people were more concerned about the tickling. Granted, there was that whole catfish element.
Other fucking issues. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like come on, like there's worse to be done out there. Not that I know of, but
yeah, you probably know about it.
Yeah, well, actually, in Florida, there's like 3 different places where they have like different fetish rooms set up. Like it is like upscale, not like in some basement, where you could actually like record and shit like that, which I thought was interesting. Florida's like the cesspool of white trash.
Oh yeah, that's one of the better things about Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I go down there often, but. So, I mean, like, there was, like, weird, like, shit you could have done, like, tying up and, like, different, slave stuff. Oh, they had one thing where you could, like, animal play. So you can, put your dog in a dog. You can put your girl in a dog collar and walk around like a dog. Like, shit like that. Like, that bothers, or not bothers you, but that would be more concerning to me than the tickling.
Did you
Wait,
see the
as
video?
the guy with the leash or as the girl?
Well, see, the girl I liked, like that part was good. I didn't mind that.
That's what I'm saying. Would you be more embarrassed as being the person in the collar or the person holding the collar?
I think I'd be more embarrassed holding.
Why?
Because, like, you could.
Because the dog has a mask on, you can't see who the fuck it is.
That always.
Yeah, not always. Sometimes they just walk around without it. You've seen that one, Paul.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and the mask actually looks weird because sometimes you can kind of see, like, some of the mask, like you kind of see like the person's face, and it looks like it really creeps me out.
Did you guys see the video, the TikTok video of the girls that tried to get into a furry convention and the guys wouldn't let them in?
No. A furry convention?
Yeah, it turns out it's a gay furry convention, but they were trying to go be on the DL.
Yeah,
I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's so much underground shit that people don't know about in the world. And that to me is like, that's
The
the
internet
podcast.
facilitated this stuff that you would never think. The internet brought them all together.
Well, exactly.
Like, all this stuff was always there.
But
What I'm saying is, but it was like it was 3 guys in a town and a mailing letter. It was like a mailing fucking thing. But now it's like 2 seconds on Facebook, and if you know what you're searching for, you can fucking.
Yeah, like
that's the problem. I would find more stuff, but I'm glad I can't. I'm not that bright. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, like the gangbang.
Well, you know the things I say to you just driving. Imagine the wormholes I'd wind up in if I knew actually how to search.
Yes.
You're like, oh, that's easy to find. You start fucking clicking. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know how to do it, and that's a good thing. Oh, God.
Bunch of dudes not letting girls into a furry. See the dude coming with the head mask?
Well, that's just weird. Why would you want the ladies in there?
Yeah, exactly. So you know what kind of furry convention this is?
Well, they weren't wearing costumes, so I get that part.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah. Like the one that had that head on the side was just holding it. They let her around the side. The rest of them, they just wanted to hang out and party for free. Fuck that, you bitches. You better pay.
Oh, so you think because none of them have got a fucking mask on, they can't get in?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they've all got ID badges on. I don't know if that's from like a convention or if they actually paid tickets.
They might have bought tickets, but it's like, hey, this part, you can't come into this section without being in costume and being prepared. That just makes sense.
Yeah, but usually they like wristband you or something.
Yeah,
right. Just because you have a wristband doesn't mean you have all access to everything. You still have to, because that's like, it's like Eyes Wide Shut where you have to have the mask on for that one room.
Right.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you have to have for the fairy room, like say a pink wristband. Like, I would think that would automatically.
Well, no, they give you access to the entire party, but in order to enjoy this one room, you have to be in full gear, and that just makes sense.
But they started a physical fight because they couldn't get in. I don't know what the fuck that was about.
Right. Well, Paul, you've been to things like similar to it before.
Yes.
And then people get drunk and fucking, they're like, oh, I just want to do this. It's like, yeah, this isn't your scene.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be like Blair. Let me explain it to you. You're holding your own private Queen of Spades party at the Motel 6, right? Some random fucking Asian dude decides to walk in. Is he getting into that party even though he paid to be in the room?
But see, the thing is, so most of the ones that I've heard about,
because they're good with cameras.
Heard.
Well, I should say the ones that I've heard about, they actually have someone once you get off the elevator, like so they block off the whole floor. So
the ones in Pennsylvania, they blocked the whole hotel.
Well, so in Florida, they actually have hotels that are specific to this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's how I missed the Super Bowl because I was driving halfway across the state because someone didn't like that I stayed at some efficiency. And they said, oh, let me find a better hotel. And I ended up missing the first half of the Super Bowl. And then had to watch the second half with watching two fucking walruses fucking like fighting each other on an air mattress. It was fucking disgusting.
And most of those hotels are in the Orlando area in Tampa.
Yeah.
No, I know.
It was like a.
I have one friend of mine from college that's a member at a couple of them.
Well, see, that's what's interesting though. Like, you didn't have to be a member. That's why I was surprised that she was able to get in.
You have to be, but you get discounts if you are.
Oh, okay. Because I was surprised she was able to like get a room. Like
you know what you
usually,
get when you're there, though.
Wait, you get what?
You know what you're getting into when you're there.
Oh, yeah. But I just thought that usually there's some verification process, or from what I've heard.
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way: if you show up at a certain place and they're like, "Hey, you're here for the party," and you're like, "Sure," and it's fucking your discretion if you don't know any better at that point.
True. And usually
is what I'm saying.
Well, it's something you have to pay for too, like depending on the activities.
Right.
So some of them there's like a door fee kind of thing. And that's usually like to cover the cost of like, the hotel rooms, especially like when you're blocking off a whole floor. But, so I've heard.
So you've heard.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The British are amazing. The British are like the most perverse. And again, I'm German, so I understand the German side. But we have our limits. The Brits, like outside of black, so Brit women love black men. Like there's no tomorrow. But there's all different types of fetish that the Brits are into. They love like sadomasochist shit, like more than anyone. I don't know if that's like to make them feel bad for all the, takeover of all the other countries, like.
All right, that one's more.
I didn't appreciate that. I was highly offended by that. But yeah, but it also goes back to the whole thing of the people who are like the most proper tend to be the most improper outside of the bedroom or inside the bedroom.
Thank you very much. And
Hey,
tonight we're
skip
getting our
forward.
first look
You can
inside
kinda
an
see
old
it.
Toledo church. On
The police
Bancroft
raided
Street
this
is one
church,
thing. Inside,
and they
it gets
found
more
that there was
bizarre.
a transsexual sex club. in it.
10:30 p.m. Bancroft Street at Rosedale for people possibly being inside.
Where was
Officers
this?
don't find anyone inside.
Toledo, Ohio.
But they do find a
That makes
mattress.
Look, there's a
Something not
there's a
there
mattress
when
and a
officers
bunch of
chased
chairs
people
around
out
it.
of
Go
here
figure.
a few weeks earlier. And this.
In a velvet rope.
No.
The velvet rope's the best part to me.
Yeah. There's a truck.
No, the mattress.
What are you doing in a truck?
As
We've
officers
all been
look
there.
further, more peculiar items.
This is sterile.
Come on here, because we ran through this last time.
Jelly.
And this.
Officers saying gloves, tissues, plus something that looks like a garment for clergy, also found inside.
I mean, well, you're gonna have a lot of weird stuff in a former church.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're saying that the people broke into it and they had parties in it while it was.
You know what I mean?
Which they had done previously when people were found
Yeah,
here
exactly.
and arrested.
Yeah, this is where they were all congregating when we came in last time.
Oh, those crazy kids in their rock and roll.
Hold on. Did you see the clip of the Newark pastor that got hit by a pimp or got punched by a pimp?
That's
There,
every day.
there was.
Oh.
It's still circulating. There was a pastor. He was in the middle of mass, and all of a sudden, this pimp walks right up to him and punches him in the face. And then, like the security guard that comes and stuff like that. But yeah, it was it's in Newark. It comes up on my feed all the time. It's hysterical because the guy's like doing his normal Catholic mass, and then all of a sudden he's not like fully dressed like a pimp, but like close enough, and it's Newark, so
That's crazy.
yeah, I know.
Wasn't this
It's like
years ago?
it might have been.
Oh, okay.
But see, what I'm looking at it though is like it's almost like a step up though because they're not like pedophiles. So wouldn't God look the other way? Turn the other cheek.
Not really.
He was.
Yeah, but he's like they're going away from being pedophiles. Like now they're just doing hookers. So it's not like much.
Hookers.
It wasn't the church though. That was the thing.
Well, I'm thinking because
the people from the church. You know what I mean? It wasn't the clergy actually doing all of that.
what do you mean? It was the clergy to the pedophiles.
But what I'm saying, the people that broke in and had this weird party.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was focused on pedophiles for a little bit.
Yeah, you're way too into that. We got to stop that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Paul's picture just came back up on my screen, and I don't know. Switch just flipped.
I sent you like
But it-
3 things on Twitter, Paul.
I know. I was looking for this.
Oh.
It was a very shocking and horrific moment.
Mark Bonomo was attending Mass at the Cathedral Basilica of Sacred Heart in New Jersey when a man walked up to Bishop Manuel Cruz and punched him in the face. Police identified the man as 42-year-old Charles Miller. He can be seen strolling up to the altar right in the middle of the service.
As a former altar boy, a lot of people thought, oh, he might be part of the Mass, but I myself thought it was a little odd right off the...
Anyway, I don't want to play too much of that in case it fucks up your copyright thing.
That's fair. Well, I would have to pause it. That's why.
Yeah.
Which was so interesting. Well, here's what I don't get though. The pimp's hat matched his jacket, but he actually had a red suit on underneath that. So, and nothing to accent the white. So the white accent was actually his coat. I'm surprised you went with the white hat.
Well, listen, he had a nice matching outfit at least. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I would have gone though with the red hat. I think the red hat would have been better, a much better look. Because you, like, when you turned around, you saw the red jacket, you knew that guy was a pimp. Like, almost like right off the streets.
I can't believe that you're watching an assault, but you're critiquing the guy's fucking clothes when he did the assault. Okay, cool.
Look, you know, I'm just trying to be fair here. What I didn't make fun of it.
They're just weird, but all right.
What? And first of all, what pimp punches like that? He hit like a girl. Like that was the worst right hand I ever saw in my life.
And I was an altar boy too.
Yeah, but what kind of pimp is that? Like, who's gonna be scared of it? Like, and it wasn't even that hard. Like, I would expect the pastor to like get knocked out.
Yeah, the priest got up and giving him dirty looks. You know, he didn't hit him that hard.
Yeah, so that, I mean, I just question like what kind of prostitutes he has. Like, they can't be that great.
Paul,
Because
what do you think of him?
It looks okay to me.
I mean, would you feel safe doing business with him, Paul?
No.
No, but in that guy's defense, he's just telling Paul to leave the money on the table. So it's nothing to worry about.
No, I meant if he was a pimp, not Paul sleeping with a guy.
Oh, Paul leaving money for the girl.
Oh, the girl, okay.
Always get the blowjob up front, Dave. You're going to learn that. Always get the blowjob up front. When a girl promises you something, get the blowjob up front.
You're not wrong.
You need to get into a more trusting, committed relationship where you guys are on the same page. You can speak the same love language.
Well, you have to do that, but which is why you also make sure you know everything's set up the right way.
Yeah, you negotiate that ahead of time. You know, you make sure you align with the love language, you know, that you guys are in tune with each other's bodies and, you know, minds. And so that this way you can kind of work together as a team moving forward.
So I'm going to take Blair's advice from when he got married and got divorced.
I used to get couples counseling in Camden. That was my job for about a year and a half. Helping unmarried parents.
What is couples counseling in Camden? The mother and the kid wondering where the dad was? I know.
Actually, it was working with both the mother and father. Do you know how fucking hard that is to find in Camden?
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, I think I found 3 people. One of them, the best was the one guy. They were fighting the husband and wife, or no, they weren't even married. The partners, and the one guy was telling me how he's like, she cheated on me, and she said no because it was with another woman, and so I'm like, and they wanted me to decide if it was cheating. So like, I needed to know more information, like, you know, what actually was involved, and so they went in full description, and you know, the guy said at the end of it, he's like, this is not going to work. And then I just walked out the door. He showed me the tattoo he just got with her initials on his arm.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, I'm like, these are some stable people here. So, but I did get one stripper off the pole. I was really happy with that.
Why?
You married her?
No, she actually, I had to play gay on her. She was trying to hit on me. and I wasn't having any of that.
Gee.
Yeah, I had to put the gay look on.
All
I
right.
had to put the she was also like the only white girl on Camden you could find.
How many
Third
pounds
Street, I know
overweight
her.
was she?
3rd Street, I know her.
Yeah, she's a good girl. Actually, I didn't even know what she did for a living. Not come to think about it.
The guy on
But, wait, step over each other's lines again.
I said Camden. There's not many options.
Nah, it's
She worked for a guy up in Newark in a white hat.
You know what's sad? Like one of the women I was dealing with, one woman I was dealing with, like she didn't even know how to dress for a job. Like I had to take her to Marshalls and like say, okay, listen, you can't wear that miniskirt. Like she didn't even have like the money or even like she had no idea.
No, but she
And
knew
it's
she was be wearing that skirt.
Well, it was like her nice outfit. She said.
Maybe that's
Nah.
how she got the good rate on the apartment.
Also true.
Good rate. Actually, most of them lived in efficiencies. You know, like. So yeah, it was very depressing working there because you see the disparity, you know, in the different towns and you know how.
Camden's not even a bad neighborhood. It's just a sad neighborhood. It's like it's terrible.
That's perfectly describes it. It's like a sad neighborhood. Like you actually have empathy. Not that you wouldn't normally, but I wouldn't. But you actually start developing empathy because you're like, wow, how do you get out of this? Like people who get out of that mess should be like, you know, they said street names like Martin Luther King Boulevard names after them.
Back in the day, they used to have a parade for graduation because there'd be like 5 people that graduated high school that year. Like, all right, having a parade. It's fucking crazy.
I remember when we did the O&A tour there, they told us don't stop at the red lights when you drive through to get to the Tweeter Center.
The cops told me the same thing. When I would get pulled, because I get pulled over all the time, and the cops would say the same thing. They would say, you don't have to stop at red lights.
I do that in Manalapan.
And throw out your trash right outside my front yard.
Blair will attest, I don't stop for stop signs either.
No. Always got me killed yesterday or the other day.
Pretty close.
Yeah, as I'm staring at the car coming against me. So
Remember we saw that sign, drive like your kids live here?
Yeah.
And I almost ran over my own son anyway.
Yeah, we used to have those signs in my old place. Drive like your kids live here. Yeah, I was hoping for the Hollywood treatment, you know, when Paul pulled out. I was really hoping for the Hollywood. I was hoping to get on disability and, you know, get a settlement.
Wait. Paul doesn't pull out.
I just heard the railroad tracks. That was a train wreck. Let people die on that one.
I deserve it. It's all right.
I was waiting to hear it again. So we don't have those kind of noises where I live. Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, my dog is like, has never been on top of me this much.
Maybe you can hear my voice. It liked me when I was there.
Well, put the peanut butter lower.
Yeah, I was going to say, put the peanut butter on your knee.
Little lower, Lucy. Now, this is Coon out. She barks on everything, so I have to be careful. Well, Paul knew that.
He's like, are these 2 cherries? I said, no.
He can smell, Paul. I can smell the black on you from your wife. So,
All right, cool. Good one.
Fuck! Come on, that should be good. Dude, the worst part is that was one I actually finished. Like that was one in my head.
The confidence.
Yeah, exactly. Mine was like, "This is gonna be funny." You finally hit it at the hour and like.
You know how I give Paul 3? You get like 1.5.
Yeah, I like
1.5. You're done.
The hour 30-minute. I finally got one in an hour 30. So.
No, you're a point. You're a point.
No, you didn't get one yet. I just said when you do get there, you're done.
Yeah. Take out and subtract.
No, so Saturday, like I was saying before, Saturday night, me and the wife were playing the 10 Commandments drinking game.
Which is, how do you play that?
You have to do a shot for every plague while watching the movie.
Oh.
that plague scene is only like 4 minutes long. So you're doing like 10 shots in 4 minutes.
I do that, but I watch Roots.
Such a hack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how Matt,
No,
Let's-
because hacks will make you laugh sometimes.
you can't criticize a joke, Blair, after you laugh at it. Okay. You
Yes, I
can't
can.
laugh and then go, that sucked. Because if it made you laugh, it didn't suck.
No, that was one of those like infectious laughs, like where other people are laughing, so you feel like at a comedy club, you feel the need to laugh, but you don't know why.
My
That-
wife does it too. I'll say the most horrific shit to her, and she'll crack a smile for a second, and then tell me off for saying.
You're not funny, Paul.
In the middle of exactly. In the middle of McDonald's, she'll be like, "Why are you talking about? Why are you talking about black kids getting raped?" And I'm like, "That's not what I said. You misheard." So. But then whatever I get, like how they say that if you make a comic smile, you can make a room fucking fall apart. If I can make my wife crack a smile, I write the joke down because I know it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who I have trouble. I have trouble laughing at other people's jokes. I feel so uncomfortable. Like at the Jimmy Norton show, like I felt so uncomfortable because he kept looking over, and I'm thinking to myself, like, shit, I have not smiled once. I'm just sitting there with a deadpan look on my face.
Yeah, you were being a prick doing that.
No, but I felt bad because I'm like, that's what it looks like, and so I imagine him because we're similar skill set. Seeing that and being a little off put by it.
What are you talking about? The janitor?
So anyway, I felt bad because I realized that I can't fake laugh. Like I can't do that group laugh.
So who weren't you laughing at?
Norton, like I thought his stuff was funny, but it just wasn't. It's really hard. I was making fun of the Cheetos. Like I told my daughter, like I couldn't eat Cheetos because it makes me shit and it hurts my stomach for days afterwards. And I was laughing on that shit. Like there's no rhyme or reason. Yo, Lucy. Yeah, there was no rhyme or reason to it.
What was that? A car crash?
Yeah.
You hear that ass? Were you allowed to play that sound?
No, it actually broke up. The sound actually broke up a little bit on my end, and I'm sitting there going, "Is that the car crash?"
Yeah.
But there's a premise that Cheetos make you shit. That's literally a premise right there that you should be figuring out.
Actually, so the funniest thing, Saturday Night Live actually had a skit on that. About the wild Cheetos. Here's the word.
Did you see they made fun of the British girl from White Lotus and the whole fucking planet blew up on SNL? The chick with the big teeth from England that's in White Lotus?
From this week's SNL?
Yeah, oh my god, dude.
I haven't watched it yet.
Nah, dude, they fucking there's a whole White Lotus spoof, but there's one scene with, remember, I don't know if you watched White Lotus, but there's a girl from England that has pretty big, big teeth and a big gap. That's just her thing. And in White Lotus, they talk to her, and the guy goes, "Oh my god, we got to stop putting fluoride in the water." And she goes in the British accent, she goes, "What's fluoride?"
Well, that just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they overdid the teeth, and everybody literally the internet blew up saying, why are you making fun of this? Blah blah blah. Blah. All the liberals went crazy.
That's where it's trying to go like a little bit too far. I hope Saturday Night Live took a quote unquote stand and just said, "Hey, listen, it was funny."
No, they apologized.
Boo.
Pussies.
Yeah, you're going to start shrinking that window, like of what you can or what is funny after a while.
Right?
No, that's the opposite. It's what they allow to be funny on their show, and what actually is funny are two totally different things.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like the mass, because they're influencers, so people are going to start, what they consider to be funny is going to shrink. It's really not going to be funny. Well, it isn't that much funny at all, but.
So what they're putting on that they think is the hysterical, the rest of us fucking can't stand. And there's there's more people that are out there putting better content that's a lot funnier.
You see, and that's what I'm wondering though. How many people are more like the SNL versus like the other side?
More people like the other side. Except the SNL side gets more play.
Well, they're also larger audience, so they're exposed at a concentrated time and a larger audience. So like people actually watch it, when it's aired. So I don't know how many people. Obviously it's probably under 1 million, but
right. But they still get a large audience for over 50 years now, and good for them.
yeah, absolutely. I always wanted to write on Saturday Night Live when I thought it was funny.
For the last 50 years,
Actually, that was the only reason why I started doing stand-up is because my one professor in college 30 years ago told me I would have to do stand-up in order to get on SNL.
Okay.
Because he was trying to encourage me because of the writing I did in class, because I wrote like a lot of fucked up shit. And he's like, oh, you should do Saturday Night Live. He's like, but if you're going to do that, you have to do stand-up. And I hated stand-up.
And you waited 30 years to start.
No, actually, I started, and then I met my ex-wife at the first show. And ruined it from there. And I started.
And what's her name? We got to thank her for that.
Yeah, I think we started again after we got divorced.
Nice.
No, actually, I was funny then because it was before the epilepsy.
Oh, that's different then.
Yeah, actually, like there were people laughing when I was performing. So it was. Yeah, I've been chasing that laughter for 30 years now.
Nice.
But what's fucked up? My youngest daughter. So this weekend when we were having this love fest and discussing Cheetos, she was laughing her ass off. Then the next night, Saturday Night Live had that skit with the Cheetos, and I'm like, holy shit, this is like, how did this happen? The timing.
And I was listening to your conversations.
Yeah, I was trying to tell her like, hey, the Cheetos on, and she's like, I don't care. And I'm like, you were laughing yesterday. She goes, yeah, I was just laughing because I wanted you to buy me the sweatshirts the next day. So she's already learned how to manipulate me to fake laugh at my jokes. And she's only 13.
That makes sense.
It was really hurtful. I felt really, sad. I guess I'm the only one who's, thought that was that bad, that she fake laughs at my jokes. Well, you know what? Fuck you guys all. You guys don't fake laugh at my jokes.
Yeah, we're honest.
I have.
Yeah, but you sell it well.
No, Dave doesn't sell it well. We should dig out some Brendan Jones videos where he fucking Brendan tells a joke, and then like 30 seconds after of dead air, all you hear is or this.
Yeah, but I had that too, like that sarcastic.
Laugh on that.
Yeah, but don't you have that too, like that sarcastic laugh where it's like you feel the need to do something, and but like unfortunately, what you end up doing is being a dick.
Well, you got to remember, I love the awkwardness of some of that stuff. I like it being dead uncomfortably funny. That's what makes it more fun. All
yeah.
Right,
2 minutes 30, Dave. You got to get to.
Hey, for dads and
nation. I mean, can
Hey, Mom, what is that accent? Aren't you America getting bent?
Junior?
I mean, it's like I have all these crazy ideas. Like, I have this syringe full of active measles virus, and I just want to stab somebody with it, And I mean, having these insane ideas, like, what if we took all the fluoride out of the drinking water? But what would that do to people's teeth?
Fluoride? What's that? Oh, look, a monkey.
I'm gonna go kill it and eat it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, that's more than I needed.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that part of my life back. By the way, Paul, thanks for defining
the honestly, it's not a bad sketch. It's like 5 minutes long, and if you watch White Lotus, it's got a lot of stuff in it that's very clever. But of course, the libs went through it with a tooth comb and found that one little bit to complain about.
Yeah, who cares?
I mean, that was entertaining.
If you have something that's popular enough, somebody's going to complain about it. Yeah. It's a matter of what you think about it.
Yeah, but that was like very tame, and it was entertaining. Like it was a good, like it wasn't like slapstick, funny, but it was,
Like John Hamm's shirt.
I don't remember the shirt looked like.
I don't either. I'm just saying. It was
I was
bright.
too fixated on teeth. I was too fixated on teeth. Like I couldn't, look at anything else.
I was offended for you, Blair, because his shirt was so bright it might have put you into a seizure. And that I should not have. That too shall not pass.
That's really what it comes down to. Like my final show would be closing with a seizure. I think giving a standing ovation.
Is that next week?
You wish.
No, I wish it was.
No, honestly, anytime I think about giving up on comedy, I remember all of those people I hate, and that really motivates me to kind of show up and make them feel uncomfortable and, screw at least with 5 minutes of their life, or longer if I can when I blow the light. So, kind of, met her on the streets with a pimp.
Nice white hat.
Yeah, well, she brought the light and she brought brightness into my world. But yeah, I find my motivation is the hatred I have for some comics.
Well, that's just fair.
Yeah, like I said, I could care less about making people laugh. I just like making certain comics just uncomfortable.
Well,
and
you know what? You're achieving your goal very well.
Thank you. Actually, some girl asked me, she goes, "What's your goal in comedy?" Because obviously she realized I was going to make it. And I told her that. So she's like, "You're the biggest dick. Like that's why you actually drive and spend all that money just to make people feel uncomfortable." And I said yes. And she thought it was strange that I found joy in that. I think it's a different form of entertainment, making people feel uncomfortable. And, again, it's a little bit, see, I'm German too, so I like the psychological, take control over people. I'm just waiting for people to start saluting me on stage when I go on.
We did, but we got kicked off Facebook.
Did we?
Yeah.
Was it because of that White Lotus shit?
It might have been.
We only played 10 seconds of it.
But that's a pimp. We were able to get the pimp all the way through. Just like the White Lotus.
Watch your video because it contained content they own.
What, Facebook?
Issue on Facebook's ended.
No, I'm reading it. It says NBC has blocked your video because it contained content they owned.
Shit. They picked that up quick.
Right?
Right, that was real quick.
God, imagine that fucking software someone wrote.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's like impressive. Like someone actually wrote the code for that. Like I'm sure it took, a long time, but could you imagine that? Like, I find that fascinating.
Well, on a positive note, we're at that time for our clip of the week. What? Yeah. Of course, I didn't get that.
He will.
No, it might be in my notification. I just didn't see it yet. Oh no, I did. I got the notification. Never mind. 2 minutes ago.
It's like when I get calls from the school. Mr. Warner, we called you 3 times. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I miss those calls. I've been very busy during the day. I'm on the Johnny Hollywood diet.
All right, I'm gonna get to our clip of the week real quick.
It says we played 35 seconds of their content.
That I didn't think it was that much.
That's what it says.
I fast forwarded through most of it.
I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if the fast forward was the 30 seconds.
Right? All right, hold on a second. You guys got the clip that I pulled up, quote compilation, page 1. There's just a couple outside on the hood of the car.
Oh shit, yeah, hold on. Did you send Blair the fucking clip?
Yes, I did.
I don't think he can watch it though on his phone unless he has his.
No. If he's only just doing the phone, he's got to wait. He can enjoy that later. They're just out in the middle of the parking lot having a good time. Police car pulls up.
I was trying to figure out how to do split screen.
There's just a couple in the back seat. Some lady just walked in on them. She's wearing a TikTok robe. That's funny. Wait, whose car is that? That's even funnier.
It's an Uber. Is that his wife?
Folks is in
Right.
the car at the mall. Get in.
Yeah, they are. Paul, that reminds me of that that outdoor show we did.
Right.
Damn, she busted the lock off the door.
Everyone took a break for several minutes, during which time you were caught masturbating on camera.
I remember that.
You were subsequently
Jeffrey
fired
Toobin.
from that job after 27 years of working there. And you since then have been on leave from CNN. Do I have all that right?
You got it all right. Sad to say.
Okay, so let's start there.
Okay.
I'm sure you've replayed that embarrassing moment over and over many times. Have you thought what it must have been like to be on the receiving end of that Zoom call?
I didn't think I was on the call. I didn't think other people could see me.
Oh, there you go. New Jersey Transit, train number northbound. Oof. This one's a beast of burden. Although, you know where I know her from? National Geographic.
Oh, that was the best one. I have a pet peeve.
Stomping this dude. Why?
Because the women who used to wear the mask but not the condoms,
Yeah, I know.
that always got me weird. Like I just like, why are you wearing the mask but like you're barebacking like with like 7 black eyes?
So, oh,
Like,
Blair,
it just-
you watching this?
Yeah, yeah, I watched it. I watched it already.
Oh, okay. No, I thought
That's
you,
right,
last time you couldn't because you're on your phone. Remember?
Yeah, no, I quickly dropped off and watched it like it sped through it, so I was able to see, so I could participate.
There you go.
Before inappropriately
Yeah.
witnesses said the suspect managed to get away. But 9 days later,
He came back.
Just like Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Easter, everyone.
Perry was booked for criminal sexual contact, lewdness, and stalking.
You know what the best is? Not only did the ladies see him, but they caught him on the security camera. All right, here's the guy in the Amazon return center.
Yeah, but
The Hummer.
I would hate that. I would hate that because it'd be like a distorted camera view. Like they don't have. It's like very grainy.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing like 1080 in those cameras.
Yeah, especially if they know this shit's going on.
Yeah, so I wouldn't appreciate that. I would be very upset. I would want to take it down. But that's just me.
I saw this one before. This was in like a fucking
Yeah.
little shanty, whatever you want.
Pornographic material on his personal phone.
Oh, I saw this one too. Yeah, the guy crashes his car.
Lake County, Florida.
Sheriff's office policy.
On his fucking on his body cam, you can see the porn on his phone. This isn't the
What I
this
learned today is this is what we learned on today's episode.
the full video.
No.
You can
No more SNL stuff,
right?
or at least no videos of it. We just
Okay.
tell people to go look at it.
All right,
We could do a reenactment.
Dave. They won't
Yeah.
post the video until we acknowledge that complaint. Shall I just press accept? If you don't
What
press
does it say?
accept, or you can appeal it if you want, but I don't know how you could do that really.
Yeah.
I'll just hit accept.
So do they automatically take out that clip from you?
Yeah, supposedly.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's normally what they do.
Well, you know what my favorite is, Blair? So a lot of times is like eFuck will have the music clips in the background, and every now and then they'll strike it, and then all of a sudden they realize where the music's from, and they just let the video back up. I don't even have to appeal it. It's the best. Like,
Yeah,
hey, you're sharing this song. Like, oh wait, it's coming from here. Never mind.
Yeah,
Dave,
after
where else does the stream go?
YouTube. It's still on YouTube and Twitter.
All right, I'll down because I always download the episodes. I'll grab it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
YouTube
trying to
will
make-
catch it later. YouTube will
What's
catch
that?
it later. YouTube will catch it later.
Yeah, but until then.
Yep.
Well, can you live stream on YouTube? Oh, I guess more people are on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, one girl was trying. Last time I was on, was trying to log in, and she kept getting an error message every time she tried to log in. Every time I sent her the URL.
Which one? What do you, yeah, but you can't send her the StreamYard URL. That's for people to be on.
Oh, that's probably what I was sending her.
Yeah, and if you remember, we had 4 people on at one point.
Okay, that's.
I probably wouldn't even let her in either way. So that would have been funny if she suddenly popped up on the fucking.
Oh my god, no, it wouldn't. She's
Blair, in answer to your question from earlier, the friend that we made in North Jersey, we're scheduling dates tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, he was very, very interested. So.
Yeah. He just texted me back saying, "Sorry, I didn't get back to you. Let's make a time tomorrow afternoon."
Yeah, I'm surprised the other place.
Well, I'm gonna. I emailed the guy right after, but I'm gonna. Should I give him a call now, or should I just give him a call at like 2:00 tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow afternoon. You should wait 3 business days.
Yeah.
I just got messages. What happened? You guys are off now. I'm like, yes, I know.
You're not missing anything.
Right. All right, Paul. Blair, what do you got coming up? That might be easier. All right, Paul.
So Saturday, Stone Dojo roast battle.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Next Thursday.
Are you hosting that, or are you on the roast?
I'm on it apparently.
Okay.
I don't know. Next Thursday, Laughter Lounge in Forked River with Rich Carucci and someone else. April 25th, Costa Verde in South Amboy with Tom the Mac. May 3rd, me and Dave and Bobby Bayonne and Zach Picker, Catholic War Veterans in Bayonne. May 30th, me, I think, is it Dave and Ennis? Are you both on that one? Sayreville Knights Columbus? You on that? I can't remember.
I have to double check.
Yeah, that's in Parlin. That's Ennis's thing. And then October 11th, Middlesex Firehouse, and that's Conti. I figured out who the fuck booked that. I couldn't remember.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm with you at Stone Dojo this Saturday, and then I'll see you in Bayonne week and a half later, 2 weeks later. I will be away next week.
So you're leaving this Sunday
morning.
And you're
Sunday
out
to Sunday.
You're out the whole week.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. We got anything else going on?
No, hopefully the second venue that Blair helped me get to, that we're going to work on. We're going to.
Well, once that's more official, we can talk more about that.
Yeah. I'm not locking. I'm not saying, especially the one I'm talking about now. That's in North Jersey. Definitely not talking about that, about where it is until it's locked down.
Right. Well, it said it was Central Jersey just because there was others that we can't figure out.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
And
now we know.
time.
Now we know that me and Blair as a team can go into somewhere, and I mean I probably talk more than him, but between us we can definitely get somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you did most of the talk because you have more of the knowledge, and then I just sort of did the directing based on what the person was doing. But yeah, it was quite funny because it was almost like 2 different people. No, actually, what's funny was I didn't even know the guy was the manager. I just thought he was trying to seat me, so I didn't even know what I was doing talking to him.
No, when I walked out, I assumed that the guy had appeared, and I just started talking to him.
Yeah, thank God, because I was like floundering. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah. Cool.
Good times,
All
man, good times.
So Blair, now you got to pick another town, and then we got to hit another town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Asbury.
No.
Why not?
I'm trying. Blair, what kind of area you want to go over by, like Bridgewater and stuff like that, or you?
See, I was thinking trying to just keep regional. Like, so I was thinking trying to find a place like in Colts Neck in that general area.
How far is that from Manalapan?
Not far.
Nah,
It's about 20. No, it's about like 20 minutes. It's
yeah,
two different areas.
I don't want to give anyone any reason not to. If they find out, because they're going to see it on our calendar. It's not like they're not going to find out about it.
Yeah, but Colts Neck is like it's far enough away. Like I said, it's about like 20-minute drive from it, because that's you're getting closer to the Parkway and you're getting closer to the beach.
I mean, Howell might be a good one, even though it's near the Freehold.
Howell will be closer than Colts Neck.
Oh, really? Okay. What about?
Yeah.
Now we know that the place in Hazlitt's not interested.
All right.
Maybe we should
Let me end the stream, and then we can talk about this.
All right.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.